There you have it, guys. All Blacks lost. Very disappointed, to be honest. As an All Blacks fan, I'm very disappointed. Um, France were too good, and they took their chances, and they executed it, and they beat us by 1 point. But unfortunately, unlucky for our boys. But the best team won. So win is a win. We just weren't good enough. We just couldn't execute our chances, to be honest. That we had that game in the bag by a mile. We would have won that game, to be honest. But discipline, errors, mistakes cost us dearly. And congratulations on France for beating us 3 times, and we couldn't break the streak. We weren't good enough. So some concerns there, to be honest. But hey, that is what it is. So we move on. So I thought in this video we're going to talk about player ratings and talk about their performances and their contributions in the game. The All Blacks, Bill Jordan, I gave him a 6. Strong defensively with a key intercept, but struggled in attack. Early handling errors and missed opportunities near the end were a downside. And also Sibu Reese, I gave him a 5. He made a mixed performance, one positive intercept, but defensively shaky at times. A penalty conceded in the lead up to France's second try was a turning point. And also Rico Ioane, I gave him a 6. Lead the team in carries, but suffered from handling errors, and most notably a costly spill in the 78th minute as the All Blacks pushed to win. Very disappointed. And also Jordy Barrett, I gave him a 5. Limited impact before being forced off for an HIA, a handful of carries and tackles, but his game was cut short. And Caleb Clark, a standout performance. Honestly, I gave him a solid 8. It was powerful running and a game high of 87 meters. His line breaks and ability to break tackles caused consistent problems for the French defense. And also Bowden Barrett gave him a 7. A quieter first half, but came into his own into the second half. Strong distribution to a couple of misfires with his kicks, but perfect off the tee, 3 out of 3. Cam Borgata, he was superb. First start, gave him a solid 8, highlighted by a brilliant intercept try. His distribution and decision making were spot on. Making him one of the All Blacks key performers. And also Wallace Atiti, I gave him a 7. His offloading game kept the team moving forward, and he won a key penalty turnover under pressure. And then we had Artie Savia 8, moving from number 8 to his original position as number 7, a leader in the pack. Contributing both defensively and offensively with his powerful run and also strong work at the breakdown. So I gave him a solid 8. And also Sammy Penifina, I couldn't give him a rating, a top breaker after just 90 seconds when he suffered a head knock with his battle against the Tuffle, but came out second best. But his early exit prevented a proper assessment. And also Tupuva gave him a 7. Was immense at the line out, winning steals, but costly offload mistake led directly to France's match-winning try. Also Scott Barrett, the captain, gave him a 7. Solid presence in the tie exchange in the line-out, but also carried well when required as well. And also Tyrell Lomax, I gave him a 7. A strong recovery after conceding an early scrum penalty, contributed to set piece and showed some nice ball handling. And then Cody Taylor, the veteran, hooker, gave him a solid 7. Solid in the line-out and defense with 12 tackles, though the penalties he conceded were marginal. And also Tamati Williams, the young buck, I gave him a solid 8, a dominant performance, both in the scrum and also the ball in hand. His work around the park was exceptional, adding 26 meters and also 8 tackles without missing. So a stellar performance for Tamati Williams. So proud of him. And also we move on to the bench, the reserves. We had a Safwa Moore, gave him a 6. He came on and provided some stability in the line-out. So despite the pressure mounting, I gave him a 6. And also Ufatoy Nafasi, I gave him a 5. So he had a challenging game with a questionable neck roll penalty at a crucial moment. Honestly, silly. That was silly. That was unnecessary. I know, a lot of you guys probably thought, oh yeah, that's nothing. But, the rules and the laws nowadays is pretty strict. And also the referee's interpretation is very, very, very strict. And honestly, those little things just cost us the game, to be honest. So yeah, disappointing. And also Basilio Tosi, I gave him a 5. Limited impact, contributing mainly in the scrums during his brief appearance. Also Patrick Tupolotu, I gave him a 5. A quiet game, contributing little outside of a line-out win. And then we had Peter Lakai. Honestly, I gave him a solid 7. Impressive debut with a try. His debut try and strong carries and a high tackle count shows promise for the future. And he is the future. I was so excited to see one of the exciting players coming on early in the game for Semi Penny Finau. I was so happy that he was in there. And he had a huge performance and a huge game as well. He's got 2 tests under his belt, so he'll be very happy with his performance. And also, Cortes Ratama, disappointing. I gave him a 5. Struggled to make an impact. Handled a difficult pass poorly. Made errors in distribution, so he was poor for me, to be honest. And also, Antonina Brown, I gave him a 5. A solid performance, average, but unspectacular contribution. Failed to break the French defence in his short spell of the field, on the field. And then we had Damian McKenzie. I gave him a 7. Provided a strong spark off the bench, but contributing in attack and taking over the goal, kicking duties. However, a late turnover cost the team dearly. So despite that, strong individual performance from players like Cam Beauregard, also Caleb Clark and Ari Savea. But fell short in high pressure match against France. France were too good. The intensity, they couldn't handle it. And key mistakes, particularly late in the game, and a few lapses in defense and also decision making ultimately led to their downfall. Had been more clinical and, in the key moments. If we, avoided some penalties, if we worked on our defense, then honestly, we would have been clinical in those key moments. But unfortunately, we weren't good enough. But there were several positives to take from the performance, including the emergency of young players like Peter Lakai and also Tamati Williams. The All Blacks will look to refine their game and management and avoid costly errors as they've got a big game against Italy to finish off the Northern Tour on a high. So comment below what your thoughts about the All Blacks overall performance and who were the players that stood out for you guys. So comment below. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and keep the rugby spirit alive and keep supporting your teams. And ABs, unfortunately, hard luck, tough luck, head up as we move on. Congratulations to France, and we will see you in the next video.